Today's topic is going to stretch some of you all. It's going to really stretch you as I know it has stretched me. Topic for today, episode 5, is faith and fear. Can they coexist? Have you ever been called to something and at the exact same time you were terrified to do it? Like you know it's God, but your stomach is in knots. When I tell you I've definitely been here, I know what you feel like. I know what you're experiencing. But when I tell you the gratification and the appreciation on the other side of fear, when you faced it, how much greater you're going to feel, but also you're like, dang, I should have been done this. I'm right there in that season now. I'm like, God, I should have been did this. I should have been moved. But through that, God had to process me and prune me and prepare me for my purpose and that next thing that He wanted me to do. So, does fear mean you lack faith? Or is fear actually part of the process of faith? Today, we're talking about something real, faith and fear. Can they coexist? And what do we do when they do? So, I'm going to start with the first question here. It's This area is under the topic of define faith versus fear. So, question number one is, what is faith and what is fear? Faith is trusting what you cannot see. Faith is trusting what you cannot see. Fear is focusing on what could go wrong. How many of us can attest to that? Faith says God can. Fear says, but what if? So you can believe God gave you a vision and still be afraid you're not enough. So that's that whole imposter syndrome that people talk about, where it's like, God, but I'm not good enough. I don't have a degree. I'm not qualified. I'm not this. I'm not that. But God is saying, listen, I used a lot of people that didn't feel like they were worthy. You're worthy. I just need you to move forward. If you take the first step, I'm going to carry the rest. We just have to put one foot in front of the other. Question 2. Does feeling fear mean I don't trust God? No, it doesn't. Fear is an emotion. Faith is a decision. We say that again. Fear is an emotion. I remember reading something that says fear is false evidence appearing real. Faith is a decision. You can feel fear, but you must choose faith. I remember the scripture in the Bible that says faith is the substance of things hoped for, but the evidence of things not seen yet. And of course, many of us focus on time. How long is it going to take? When is it going to come? How is it going to come? We're going through all these things when, again, this is where faith steps in, as it says, trust God. If He gave it to you, He's going to give you the provision. He's going to allow you to walk through this thing, and He's going to provide along the way. And even when you feel like you're taking 3 and 4 steps, catapult you to that next level if you just trust. And so again, I'm going to say, you can feel fear, but you got to choose faith. It's a decision. Faith isn't the absence of fear. It's moving forward while your hands are still shaking. And I can honestly say right now in this season, my hands are shaking a little bit. They are shaking a little bit because God is pushing me to another level that I've seen, I've heard, I've prayed for, I believed, and now that it's here, I'm like, God, now for real? What are we doing here? I am trusting you, God. I know we're going to do it, but now I'm here, and it's like, okay, so what are you going to do? The thing about it I have to move forward because I know that what it is that God is doing in my life is simply an answered prayer. My prayer every morning is, God, use me as a vessel that you work through, that you make it the glory in everything it is that I do. And if that is my prayer, and I'm saying, God, I submit to you, God, I surrender to you, then who am I to tell God, okay, that's okay, not right now. Wait a minute. But on the other side of that, wait a minute, is your breakthrough. It is your next level. And so I'm going to share a little bit more as we go through the episode of what that is looking like for me, y'all, because some opportunities are coming and some things are happening to where I know it's God. But God already showed me this many years ago. I've already seen myself on stages, speaking to the nations, teaching and facilitating workshops all over the world. And now that those things are happening, I'm like, wait a minute, God, nope, ain't no backing up now. Gotta come on now, come on now. Let's move forward. And so God is really doing what God does best when you trust Him. So I'm gonna just kind of talk about some real life scenarios, just so that you all know, like I can relate to where you are, what you're going through, what you're experiencing. Um, there's a couple of areas in my life that I felt fear in my life. And I'm like, God, but I trust you. One of the biggest things I shared in my first episode was launching this podcast. I thought about my voice. I'm like, Lord, not my voice. I don't know if I like my voice. I don't know if I like the way it sounds. I went into like, Lord, I need to lose some weight. And right now, the episodes aren't even visual. They're just voice. I'm like, all right, okay, now let me come up with another excuse. Lord, I don't have the equipment. Well, God gave me and gave me an opportunity to purchase some, but then I was also gifted some by one of my good girlfriends, Stephanie. And then I kept coming up with these reasons. I'm like, okay, God. And every time I went to, get ready to move forward, I took two steps back. And so last year in June, I really felt like I was in a chokehold. I felt like I was in a chokehold because God said, you're holding up some people. There's people, you have an audience. People listen to you. People are drawn by what it is that you have to say. I need you to speak. I need you to share. There's a lot of people that are out here faking the funk, but you've been through the funk and you've been delivered. And I'm taking you and I'm continuing to take you to the next level. So I need you to share your story. I need you to encourage. I need you to do what it is I need you to do because I need some people set free from bondage, set free from childhood trauma, set free from fear, those things that are holding them back. God said, listen, you are the perfect example of things that have happened in your life where you thought or others thought that you were going to stay down, but every single time I've lifted you higher and higher and higher and higher. So this podcast was definitely one of my four examples when it came down to, or when it comes down to like fear. But when I tell y'all I have enjoyed recording these episodes, and when I get to going, I'm like, I'm in it. I'm in it. And I'm enjoying it. And so again, this is where fear was set in. But now that I'm on the other side of this podcast, I'm like, this is not so bad. Like, I'm really having fun. Like, this is enjoyable. And of course, the feedback that I'm getting from people, the text messages, the messages via my website. Some people have hit me up through social media DMs, and I'm like, oh my God, like people are really listening to me. Like, just being able to say, like, listen, I understand. Like, thank you. I really needed this. This set me free. I'm ready to walk in my purpose and all these different things. But again, if I had not been obedient and decided to stick with what Shunte wanted to do, then it would have possibly held some people up from getting to that next step in their life. So I'm so grateful for trusting God and trusting this process. My next thing is like hosting large events. So one of the things that I am going to be doing this year, weekend of November 13th through the 15th, I will be hosting my first women's conference. You're going to have to check out my website and definitely stay connected to this podcast for more information. I'm going to be definitely putting it on my social media platforms, but I'm so excited. It's going to be a reset women's conference happening here in Atlanta, Georgia. Actually going to be at the Evergreen Lakeside Resort in Stone Mountain. And if you have not been to Stone Mountain, if you've only just gone to the laser show and the fireworks, maybe walk the mountain. No, it's so much more at Stone Mountain. So I'm super excited for the opportunities and experience that we're going to have, but also the reset in preparation for the relaunch, the moving forward that's going to take place in 2027. But outside of this large event, God has really pushed me to start submitting proposals for speaking opportunities. And again, many people that know me is like I love talking when I'm, with my people. But when I have to stand on stage, I'm like, oh God, like Lord, me, I'm standing on the stage talking to these people. Like I know my stuff, but I get nervous, like many people do. But God has pushed me, and so I'm so excited to just share a few opportunities that have come along with me saying, yes, God, I'm going to do it. One of my upcoming opportunities is being able to speak at the Thrive and Connect Team Summit happening on March the 10th in Gainesville, Georgia. I'm so excited. I participated in that summit on last year and really, really, really enjoyed it. And so I will be one of the workshop facilitators for the teams on March the 10th. Another opportunity has come again because I said yes to God's will and his purpose and plan for my life. On this upcoming Tuesday, February the 17th, I will be hosting a workshop. Topic is called Purpose, Prevention, and Partnership. And it's all about child abuse prevention with the Hall County school system, counselors, and some of their partnering staff. And so I'm so excited for that opportunity. And so actually, that's going to be a series. I have 3 months of workshops with them that I'll be facilitating. I'm also super excited to announce that I will be in Chicago March the 19th, 20th, and the 21st. I will be one of the speakers at the Chicago Women's Conference at Southern Suburban College in South Holland, Illinois. And so I'm so excited about that. And so my topic for that is going to be leading with courage, clarity, and conviction. So, yes, yes, great things are happening, all because I said yes. I said yes to what it is that God wants me to do. And these are just a couple of things that I'm sharing. I'll share with y'all more about this whole relationship vulnerability because even with that, coming into 2026, I was like, God, listen, I really want to be in a very healthy, aligned, intentional, purposeful dating relationship on the road to marriage, God. Like I really want to be in it. And, I shared at one of my meetings with the organization I'm a part of. Like, listen, I'm gonna build this vision board. I'm gonna put my man on it. Like, Lord, I'm all the characteristics of this man that I want. But I'm happy to say that even that, like I have, I'm in my getting to know phase in a dating relationship right now, and it's exciting. It's peaceful. It's awesome, and it feels good, and it's in alignment with what it is that God has for me, the things that I'm doing. And so being able to date on purpose with intention and alignment, it's on a whole nother level. And again, just that being able to surrender to God, to say, God, not my will, but thy will be done as you continue to use me for the things that you want me to do, Lord. I'm also praying that bless me with some of the desires of my heart if it's in your will. And so things are just coming together, and God is just, again, just preparing me for what that looks like. So, just thought questions for you. What was it or is it that you're afraid of? What story is fear telling you? What is God telling you? I want you to think about it. So now I'm going to move on to question number 4. What does fear usually attack? The first thing that fear attacks is your identity. You're not qualified. You don't have a degree. You don't have a certification. Who are you? Who do you think you are to go and talk to this corporate company and you've never worked for a Fortune 500? Who are you? The second area that it attacks is security. What if it fails? What if it doesn't work out? But what if it does? The third thing the fear attacks is your reputation. What will people say? Now, one thing I can say, y'all, now, after living this life of mine and going through the things I have gone through in life, I have been delivered from people. I've been delivered from people. I'm on a kingdom mission at this point. And so my reputation is the reputation I want God to be pleased with. What will people say? The next one is provision. What if you can't afford it? But when I tell y'all that provision is real, one thing my mother would say is, I'm going to spend my favorite. I'm going to save my money. When I tell y'all I've been spending my favorite because I hadn't really had the money, God has been providing and opportunities have been coming. And God has been making a way out of ways I couldn't see. I couldn't figure out and I didn't know how. But God has blessed me on this journey. And so this is where community is so important because this is where friendships kick in like, hey girl, like listen, this is something that's coming up and this is an opportunity. I got you. I'm gonna give it back to you, but can I get them $5 real quick? Or Lord Jesus, I need favor. Like I'm gonna get this ticket, but now Lord, I'm gonna need favor in this upgrade with this hotel room. I need favor with this food. I'm gonna need favor with all this. And when I tell you provision will happen, provision will happen. And the last thing is timing. It's too late. Am I too old? Am I too young? I should have did this 10 years ago. Should I do it now? If God is still giving you that same dream, that same vision, that same thing, that means that it has not expired. Do it. The timing is now. So everything that I just mentioned, that faith or that fear attacks, faith responds with calling, purpose, obedience, trust, and a true surrender. A true surrender. So now I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to kind of move around a little bit with it. And this is going to be just from a biblical, spiritual layer. And this is question number 5. It says, if fear wasn't allowed in the room, would we need faith? And I'm going to tell you this. Faith exists because uncertainty exists. Faith exists because uncertainty exists. Even in the Bible, let's talk about old Peter. Peter had faith and he had fear when walking on water. He got out the boat. He started walking, but as he started walking and he realized he was walking, he like, look, wait a minute. Lord, I don't know if I can do this. But you already doing it, Peter. Let's talk about old Moses. Moses had faith and fear about speaking. God called him. So this is for you all that don't think that you have the right words to articulate, the vernacular or all those things. Moses had a stuttering problem. And he didn't think that he was good enough. Moses was a king. He was a leader. So again, Esther had faith and fear about approaching the king. They were afraid, but they moved anyway. You may be afraid right now, but I'm telling you to move anyway. Go, Geo. Let's go. Time to go. It's time to get it. Question number 6 says, what happens when we let fear lead? Delayed obedience? I'm definitely know about that one. Because 2025, it was my year of freedom, and surrender. But I can honestly say I wasn't completely obedient to what it is that God had called me to do. But once I locked in with obedience after getting my butt whooped a few times, I'm like, all right, God, I'm ready now. Because with that came growth and expansion, peace and alignment. If you continue to let fear lead, you're going to have missed opportunities. You're going to experience some stagnation on some things, some blessings, some open doors, and again, those opportunities. If you continue to let fear lead, overthinking, you're going to continue to over process it, to think well beyond, way beyond what may even be cause for you to even think. It could just honestly be surface. But because you're overthinking it, it is holding you up from moving forward, whatever it is that God has for you to do. And the last one is self sabotage. I don't know about you, but I know I've talked myself out of some blessings. I honestly have said, nah, nope, God, nah, this can't be. And I have self sabotaged some situations. But now, when I tell you I'm letting God's voice lead and I'm just going to follow, says if the sheep hears my voice, he'll come running to me. I'm allowing God to lead me. I'm the sheep in this moment, and God is my shepherd. It says, look, Psalms 23, the Lord is my shepherd, and I shall not want. And that's true. But what happens when faith leads? Growth, expansion, peace, alignment, confidence built over time. So now I'm going to move in a few minutes into some practical tools, but just a couple of things. If you are really, really enjoying listening to this podcast, you're learning, you're growing, please subscribe on whatever platform you're on so that when these episodes become live, you will just get a ping or a ting or whatever your alert notification says to let you know that a new podcast has launched. Share this episode with someone that you feel could use some encouragement and some uplift during the season in their lives. Please give me some feedback. Let me know what you're thinking. I want to hear from you. Like, I want to hear your thoughts, your comments, whatever it is. Like, I want to be able to connect with you. This is a podcast, but I'm a person. I'm touchable. I'm relatable. And I want to know what's going on. I want to know that what I'm sharing with you is actually impacting and is making a difference in your life. Also, I wanted to be a little bit of conviction. Because a lot of times when you become convicted on something, oh, it forces you to move. So I want to know what you have going on. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please subscribe to my website as I continue to put out newsletters and blogs and specials and events and all those things. You'll be notified. I'm on all social media platforms. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn as well. I'm also on TikTok at Purpose Life Coaching. And Facebook is at Purpose, the number 4 Life. Purpose for Life on those platforms. Lock in, reach out to me. I'm excited to hear about what it is that you have going on, how this podcast has blessed your life, blessed your family, has given you the push and the motivation that you need. I want to hear it. So please share with me. Let me know that you're locked in and that what I'm sharing is, again, something that you can connect to, that you can relate with. And also just, if you need someone to walk with you, I am a coach. I will walk with you because I've had to have people to walk with me. And now I feel so alone because this role can seem so lonely because the enemy will play with your mind and make you feel like you don't need to share somebody because somebody gonna laugh at you or, who do you think you are? But I want to tell you, when you lock in and you connect with people in your life that's going to pour into your spirit, it makes a difference. So if you're in need of a life coach, if you're in need of a business coach, if you're in need of some support in transition and whatever those transitions are in life, please reach out to me. I would love to have a conversation with you. You can schedule a free 30-minute discovery call where we'll kind of deep dive in a few things or whatever, kind of talk about some coaching opportunities, and we can go from there. But I want to be able to lock in. I want to be able to encourage you, to motivate you, to cheer you on, and also let you know, like, come on, let's go. Let's keep it moving. And I'm not a coach just for women, but I also support men as well. I have a lot of men that reach out to me with different challenges because one thing I have been able to do is to impact men in my life through, coaching clients. And it's been amazing and just like the feedback that they're giving because they're looking for support too, but they're also looking for a place where they can be vulnerable and not be judged. And so I enjoy also learning about men, what they think, how they process, because it also helps me to be a better woman for the man I'm dating, or the better woman for the man that I'm leading, and being able to connect and speak to them on a level in which they can understand and they can also relate as well. So this is it's really good. So again, men and women, share this podcast. Please subscribe so that you can continue to receive the episodes as they become available. So now I'm going to give you some practical tools because a lot of times we get the information, but we don't even know how to apply it. So I'm going to give you some actionable steps that you can take today to move forward in faith, and we're going to leave fear behind. So the first thing I want you to do is name the fear. What exactly am I afraid of? Number two, I want you to separate facts from feelings. Is this a real threat or imagined? And that's a big one because sometimes we get all in our feelings and it's on the other. That's all you have to do is put one foot in front of the other and move. So here's some questions for you on top of the actionable steps that I just gave you. Where is fear holding you back right now? What have you delayed because you're waiting to feel ready? What would happen if you moved anyway? And the last question I have for you is your fear louder than your calling? So, as I'm preparing to close out this episode, I just want to let you know that I understand where you are, how you feel, what you're going through. Fear may show up, it may even sit beside you, but it does not get to drive. You are the driver in this thing called life, and I want you to reach your destination called destiny. You can be afraid and still trust God. You can be unfeeling. Even if you don't see the whole picture, choose movement, even if you're scared, because purpose requires courage, and courage isn't the absence of fear, it's faith in action. Again, share this episode with someone who's been sitting on their purpose because of fear. Screenshot this episode, tag me, and tell me to live on purpose. I appreciate you for joining me on today. Again, check out my website. It's www.purposedlifecoaching.com, and that's purpose with a D because whatever it is that you are going to become, It's already been predestined. God said, before I knew you, before you were formed in your mother's womb, sorry, I knew you. So I want you to remember that this week as you move forward. I look forward to connecting with you on our next episode. Have an amazing week on purpose.